A lot of people just walked in. Those of you that are already in the room, you're probably saying to yourself, what the heck? Why are all these people walking in? But if you take one look at your conference schedule, you'll realize this is the only session about Pinterest. And I will tell you this. The speaker you're about to enjoy, I interviewed her on the Wedding MBA podcast, and she went into the weeds a little bit, and it was glorious. It's amazing how well she knows this subject, so you're in for a treat. Couple of things. Number one, you can still buy tickets for next year's conference, and it's ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap. For this conference, with this amount of content, these many speakers, and all that kind of stuff, all the information that you've gotten for your business, how many people have attended a conference, for whatever the industry is, that is 3 days with over 80 sessions and paid over $700? That's the norm. That's the norm, right? For $159 or $69, whatever it is today, it's crazy. And the tickets are really, really user-friendly. They're transferable. If you can't go, you can hand them to somebody else. If you buy it for next year and you can't go, then you can hang on to it and roll over for 1 year. You can buy more than one ticket and then, do whatever you want with them. But the price will never be cheaper than it is today. It keeps going up. Full price for the conference is in the ballpark of $400. So if you buy it today because you had a great experience and you're ready to commit to the growth of your company through the conference and the information that you get, then buy it today. What's the other thing? Oh, Wedding MBA podcast. Remember that there are 80 episodes, and we're going to kick that back up again in about a couple of weeks. These are the people that maybe you didn't get to see or you saw, but you wanted to hear, like deepen the effect of the information. Then the Wedding MBA podcast is in the Apple iTunes store, and it's free, and it's free, and it's free. I think we should just go. You want to go? Okay, here we go. Oh, look, I have valued information. All right, I'm going to introduce to you our next speaker. She writes for the Mobile Beat magazine and bookmorebrides.com. She spoke last year at the WNBA and Mobile Beat Las Vegas. She'll be speaking at Midwest DJs Live next year in April. That's going to be in Milwaukee. She is an expert on Pinterest. Would you please welcome Stacy Nichols.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. My timer started. I am about to give you your entire money's worth for the Wedding MBA ticket and get you to buy new Wedding MBA tickets in a half an hour. I promise you that. All right, let's talk some Pinterest. So I'm a full-time DJ. I've been a DJ for the last 10 years, and I predominantly do weddings. And as Clint mentioned, you might know me from bookmorebrides.com, or if you're a DJ, from Mobile Beat. Oh, this isn't good. I love having somebody else handle my tech problems. As a DJ, it's usually me having to fix this stuff.
If you hold down, it'll go fast.
Okay, yeah, no, I think I gave it a soft tap. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. What if... Now we have another problem. All right, so what if you didn't have to think of new content to post every day? What if you didn't have to post every day to stay relevant? What if other people were sharing your content for you? Sounds good, right? Like, I know my presentation pretty well. How'd I do? Almost word for word. Or did I miss one of them? What if your content got more attention over time instead of getting less? Pinterest can do all of that. And I'm going to walk you through simple, step by step, exactly how to make it happen. So if you are completely Pinterest illiterate, I'm going to get you up to speed really quick before we jump in. So Pinterest is a site where the users can search topics, see image results in a mosaic format, and save images, which are called pins, to folders, which are called boards. And users can also save content to their Pinterest boards when they are not on Pinterest through something called the Pinterest browser extension. So I can be on Style Me Pretty, see something I like, and through that Pinterest browser extension, I can save it onto my Pinterest board. So pretty amazing system setup. So this is kind of a visual of how the Pinterest traffic machine works. For people coming in the back, there's plenty of room over here if you want to, actually have a table for notes. Okay, well, there's no tables over there, but the lighting is good, and you'd have a lot of extra space. Okay, so you see here a blog post with one arrow going to Pinterest, right? So you create a piece of content, you pin it to Pinterest. Then what happens is people see the pin, and then they save it to their boards. Well, each save is creating a duplicate of that pin. So people are sharing your content for you for free. And each pin is a doorway leading back to your website, right? Because the pin, if you click on it, shows you where it was pinned from. So you have all these people repinning and repinning and repinning. And so now instead of, one arrow going out to Pinterest and one arrow coming back, you have 10 or 50 or 500 arrows coming back to your website. So pretty good for getting some traffic to the website. Now, this is just if you really seriously have not been on Pinterest, this is what you're going to see when you go in. It's just a mosaic of different images. So each social media site will pretty much tell you what it's about when you very first open the app. So on Facebook, they're asking you to update your status, right? Snapchat, what's the first thing that you see? A camera. Snapchat, they want you to take a picture. When you go on YouTube, what's the first thing that you see? A search bar. They want you to search for a video because YouTube is a search engine for videos. Now, what's the first thing you see at the very top? It's a search bar. Pinterest is a search engine for pictures in the same way that YouTube and Google are search engines. So on this side, you have Google and YouTube and Pinterest. And over here, you have Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Over here, you update your status. You tell your story. You go live. Over here, search engines. So when you're thinking about Pinterest, you need to make sure to understand that it's SEO thinking, the same way that you think about Google. So let's say you're on Pinterest, you see a pin that you like, and you click on it. This is the screen that's going to come up. So the big box is a link back to where the pin came from. So it's a link back to your website. The small red button is basically a share button. It says save it to your board, but again, that's creating a duplicate of it, so it's just being shared for free. I'm trying to click this thing so delicate now. There we go. Okay, so you have a basic understanding now of how Pinterest works, but why should you care? That's really the question. Now, I'm assuming they gave me the big room with the 4 screens because you know what I know. Brides are on Pinterest, right? That's why we care. You guys seen this meme before? Like, who's on Pinterest, and 75% of it is women planning their weddings? Right? This is no surprise to anybody, right? So not only is it a search engine for brides, but it's free. Okay? So in addition to that, free and brides, what are brides doing while they're on Pinterest? What are they doing? Oh yeah, they're spending money. While they may think that they're scoping out a color scheme for their wedding, what are they going to do after they pick that color scheme? They're going to go buy bridesmaids' dresses. They're going to go rent linens in those. They're going to buy stuff for their weddings. That's what they're doing. They're shopping. I think this is a really overlooked feature of Pinterest. And if Google did this, like, we'd be jumping up and down, like through the roof, okay? Free email blasts. So if you've been on Pinterest, and let's say, you sat down and you searched San Diego weddings on Pinterest one day. The following day, in your email inbox, you're going to get an email from Pinterest that says, oh, by the way, we saw you were looking for San Diego weddings yesterday. Here are 10 more pins that you might like. Now think about that from a business point of view. Can you imagine if Google was sending free email blasts to your target audience at exactly the moment that they're looking for you? Pinterest does that. You don't have to sign up for it. You don't have to check a box. They just do it automatically. So, seriously overlooked selling feature of Pinterest. Now, the other thing, I feel like I'm sort of on like an infomercial, but wait, there's more. Okay, pins and boards are indexed by Google. That means every piece of content that you put up on Pinterest essentially becomes its own website leading back to your wallet, right? All of this is helping us get some more money in the bank. So on this particular screenshot, I went on Google and I typed in affordable San Diego wedding venues. I know that I have a popular pin under that particular category, and where you see the arrow is where my pin shows up on the results. The pin shows up higher than the actual blog post that I wrote of the same title. Okay, so I want you guys to leave here. I know I only have a half an hour to do this, but I'm going to make it happen. I want you guys to leave here with like a PhD in Pinterest. So Pinterest is the most powerful social media platform for selling. I think I pretty much already sold you guys on that, right? Let's get into the nitty-gritty though. So 80% of pinners buy within 3 weeks of pinning. Now I know I got a lot of shoes in my closet, like these ones right here, because I saw them on Pinterest and later I was like, you know what? I really need to buy those. According to Inc., Pinterest is currently responsible for 41% of all e-commerce traffic. That is just, it's hard to fathom. That's insane. Pinterest drives more than twice as much traffic as Facebook, resulting in 27% more revenue per click than Facebook. But if you want to keep paying for Facebook ads, go right ahead. You could be doing it for free on Pinterest, but Pinterest generates more referral traffic for businesses than Google+, YouTube, and LinkedIn combined. And more than 70% of people use Pinterest to get inspiration on what to buy. Total number of monthly active Pinterest users, 175 million. This number is from about a year ago. It is probably higher now. You guys might not know, but traffic Facebook, down. Traffic Pinterest, up, 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 up. I like this one. 81% of Pinterest users are female, right? Starting to sound like our target market. But wait, there's more. Of those females, half of them making over $50,000 a year, 10% making over $125,000 a year. That kind of sounds like my target market. Yeah? Percentage of Pinterest users from the US, 60%. Another great thing, getting that target market really filtered down. And this last one. Average time spent on Pinterest per visit, almost 15 minutes. Right? Have you seen the meme that's like, I'll be right there. I'm just looking up a recipe on Pinterest, said no one ever. Right? Because if you're never like, I'll be done with my Pinterest in just a second. No, you're there for 15 minutes. I think about my ad consumption today in 2018. I have Netflix, I have the DVR. I don't consume commercials anymore. The way I did when I was a kid growing up. But on Pinterest, what looks like a recipe, and I'm like, I like it. I'm going to save it to my board. I'll try this for dinner. When you click on that recipe, it takes you to, for example, the Campbell's Soup blog. And guess what? You got to buy ingredients from Campbell's Soup in order to make the recipe. It doesn't look like an ad. It doesn't smell like an ad. It doesn't feel like an ad. But it's an ad from Campbell's Soup, right? And we're consuming those for 15 minutes every time we jump on Pinterest. Okay, so I'm going to break it down. You guys get the context. You understand the importance. This is it. 4 steps. Super easy. Number 1, you create rock star content on your blog, like real wedding write-ups, which many of us are already doing, hacks, lists, all the things that we already know are taking bride attention. Number 2, you create a pin to go with it. I'm going to break all of these down for you, by the way, but this is what we're going to cover. And then 3, you post the pin to Pinterest. And just like you would with any other search engine, you're going to use relevant keywords. Okay, so again, we're thinking search engine optimization. Number 4 is my favorite. And you guys can skip it. Like if you don't want to do number 4, you can just make this a 3-step process. Okay, but you watch your traffic skyrocket. So basically step number 4 is like you put your feet up on your desk, you light a stogie, and you celebrate. Okay, so here's what number 1 is sort of broken down for you. Essentially, you're going to post something to your blog that is not really anywhere else. Okay, so 5 wedding tips is not cutting it. That's not rockstar content. You need to think of something that really is needed, but is not anywhere else. So here's an example. This is San Diego's 17 best restaurant wedding venues. It's not anywhere else. How I got it was I went to Wedding Wire, I went on the venue page, I clicked the type of venue, restaurant, and I turned all the results into a blog post. Not rocket science. Super, super easy, right? And then the way that I do it, but you could do this any way you like, I make the featured image for each blog post a pin. And I'm going to tell you how to do that on the next slide. But you could, the pin that you could create, you can embed it in the post, in the middle of it. You can put it at the end of the post. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be somewhere on there. So how do you create a pin? Pretty easy. You want to not be posting just raw images. Now, let's say you make wedding invitations, or you have linens, or something like that. It's so tempting to just be like, here's a raw picture of this tablecloth. Here is a raw picture of this invitation. Don't do that. Take the time to actually create a proper pin before it goes up on Pinterest. So by proper pin, I mean tall and vertical. Pinterest says that the ideal pin height is 1.5 to 2.8 times the image's width. Just keep it tall. The taller the image, the more likely it is to be repinned. Okay, so it should be tall. It should have a text overlay. That means the title of the blog post, the title of the invitation, the type of tablecloth that it is, whatever that is, write that on the picture. Use your branded font, use your brand colors, write that on the picture. And then, of course, dynamic and attractive in this day and age, in this industry, we already know fuzzy, semi-dark snapshots or whatever, they're not cutting it. You need to have a nice picture. And finally, non-obtrusively branded. So what I've done is have my graphic designer take my logo and make like a little overlay that I put on all my pins. So my logo is a mixtape with earbuds coming out of it. So what she made for me is like a transparent image where in the corner it has the mixtape, and then around, like bordering the pin like this, is the earbuds. So every pin that I create, I just put that transparent image over the top of it, and it's lightly branded. Now what it doesn't say is, here's my logo, DJ Stacy, and by the way, 17 restaurant venues in San Diego. No. So the logo's off in the corner, right? Number 3 you're going to post the pin to Pinterest with relevant keywords in the pin description. So, let's take our example, 17 San Diego restaurant wedding venues. Our keywords that we want to highlight are going to be San Diego wedding wedding venues, San Diego. Make sure that those phrases appear in the description when you put it up to Pinterest. Touching it so lightly. Okay, again, number 4, like if you just don't have time for this stuff because you're a busy business owner, that's fine, you can skip it. But Pinterest generates 10 times more traffic to my website than all of my other social media accounts combined. And I know this is a little bit tiny, but Pinterest in the last year, I got 22,000 hits. Facebook was the next social media account, 2,000. 2,000. Huge difference. Huge difference. This is the traffic to my website from Pinterest over the last couple of years since I have started using this system in my own business. So January 2016, and quite frankly, I was pretty proud of this number. I was getting 4 hits a day from Pinterest. January 2017, double digits. I was getting 13 hits a day. February 2018, 34 hits a day. Huge jump. And now, I think I did this screenshot in September, 42 hits a day from Pinterest. So just think about how much traffic that is in a week, in a month, in a year. And then understand as well, once you start creating this rockstar content on your blog, you're not just getting traffic from Pinterest, you're going to start getting a flood of traffic from Google as well, right? Just some super basic stuff here. On your Pinterest profile, if you're like 101 level, try to have a profile picture with a face instead of just a logo. If you work for the Marriott, fine, I get it. If you can put a face, put a face. Verify your website with Pinterest so that they will display your site URL. Get that link back. Use local keywords like San Diego wedding DJ in your profile blurb. They offer a board carousel feature where they'll just have all your board covers automatically rotating. You just click a few things when you set it up. Make sure you do that. Use branded board cover images. You don't have to, but it makes your page look a lot more organized. Basically what I did is I took a picture of my hands on the, I had someone else took a picture of my hands on the controller, and then I just typed the name of the board on the image. Finally, put your most relevant / best boards first. So probably any boards that you have relating to a local market. If you are not an online wedding vendor, you want to put your local stuff first. So real San Diego weddings, San Diego venue tips, San Diego vendors, things like that. And then after that, I have like my playlists and DJ stuff, because that's not geographically related. And below that, I have like edgy wedding wear, stuff that speaks to my brand but isn't really drawing in clients necessarily. Okay, Stacy, so what do we make? What do we put for our Pinterest boards? Pretty simple. Whatever you have as the organization system on your website right now, on your blog, the same categories and everything, use that same structure on Pinterest. So if you have real weddings, news, however you have it divided up, just use the same structure because, again, Pinterest is just a way to show what's already on your blog. Put a call to action on your pins. If you're not familiar with Canva, C-A-N-V-A, this is a free tool to design pins, and this is a pin template from Canva. When I create playlists, this is what I use, and essentially I put the first half or the first third of the playlist on the pin, and then click here for more, because I'm not running a charity, I'm running a business, and I want your traffic on my website. So if you want to see the whole playlist, this is how you need to do it. Infographics. I don't like them because they give you the entire story right there. What's the motivation to ever click through to your website? If you make infographics, only put half. You want to see the rest of it, you have to visit my website. have a pinnable image on your homepage. Now, I was at Starbucks when I wrote this pin, and I thought, what are the chances that Starbucks does not have a pinnable image on their homepage? And da-da-da-da, I was right, they do not. So basically, you just vertical image with a text overlay. Hey, here's the rad DJ that I saw that I'm saving for later. Right? Maybe they're not ready to book you yet. They're not at that process, but they saw something they liked. Make it easier for them to save you. Okay, this is really crucial. Super, super crucial. You've designed your website for the sales funnel to be people coming in through the front door, i.e. the homepage. When you start working the sexy content on your blog, people are going to be coming in through the back door, through the blog. So you need to adjust the sales funnel so that when these people visit your site, you're reaching out and grabbing them. They're not just visiting and moving on. So, if I assume in this industry, especially when I'm talking to not just DJs, but some ladies, you've been on wedding blogs and you understand what a proper blog sidebar should look like, right? There are contact buttons and there are like a mini bio of you and things like that. Okay, so make sure you have a proper sidebar on your blog. And then, one of the things I recommend, if you're on WordPress, I use a plugin called Ninja Footers. And what this plugin does is it puts the same footer on all of my blog posts automatically. And basically what it says here is, like DJ Stacy's Vibe, get instant access to her San Diego wedding DJ packages here. They fill in a little contact form. And what it does is it sends them to an e-brochure of all the content that's on my homepage. The sales funnel that I worked so hard to create, I just funnel them back over there. But I make sure that I don't lose them, and I give them that opportunity to connect with me if they're interested. You know what I'm saying? And I want to end by sharing my unicorn with you guys. So my most popular pin, and it is 34 gringo-friendly Spanish dance songs for an intercultural Mexican wedding. Now let me ask you, do you think there are any other blog posts out there that are already covering this topic? No. Do you think there is a ginormous need for this? Yes, of course. So this one piece of content generates about 80% of the traffic to my website. And let me just put this in perspective for you guys. Last month, WordPress stopped measuring the traffic to my site in hundreds, and is now measuring it in 200s. Yeah, thank you. This can be you guys. Buy tickets to the Wedding MBA again next year. So this one particular piece of content generated 36,000 hits to my website in the last year. Hundreds of hits every day. So let me ask, what is the one blog post that only you could write? Okay, I lived in Mexico for 8 years. I'm a gringa. I'm a DJ. I am married to a Mexican guy, so I have had my own intercultural Mexican wedding. Like, who else could write this blog post? It was made for me. So what is the one piece of content that only you could write? That will be your unicorn. And invest in that. Put some time in it. You know what I mean? Like, write up every ounce of secret sauce that you have on that topic and put it in that blog post. Man, I got 4 minutes to spare. Not bad. Okay, so I also offer wedding consulting for other wedding pros, and I have ebooks available on my website. It's weddingbizconsultant.com. Branding, marketing, social media, all that kind of stuff is available. I'd be more than happy to take your questions for the next 3.5 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
So I have a Pinterest, and I think the content's good, but nobody ever repins or sees it. Is there something that I could be missing with like the settings or? what do you think's going on? Even when I try to search for it myself, I can't find it.
Okay, so it could just be like a search engine optimization issue. Maybe you're not using keywords that people are searching for. I have no idea about your business or what your Pinterest is. You could contact me for kind of an analysis of your Pinterest site. I'd be happy to do that for you or for anyone. But yeah, there could be a variety of reasons. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, just shoot me an email and I can email them to you. Yes.
And you said Ninja what?
Ninja footer. Ninja footers. And then when you make one change to the footer, it will automatically change all of the footers on all of the blog posts. So you don't have to like manually go through and do that. You can update really, really easily. Yes. Yeah, if you have a business account on Pinterest, there are analytics, and it's in the top left corner when you log on. You just click on there, and it'll show you, traffic and like what type of people are looking at your pins, like sort of a demographic breakdown. It's very helpful. Yes. I can't hear you very well. Oh, okay, okay. Yes, in the blue?
How often are you blogging and pushing new content to Pinterest?
I think with content marketing, and Clint kind of touched on this as well, it's really more about putting out quality content on a consistent level than it is about every day keeping this evergreen content coming. So I would much rather see somebody making one stellar piece of content per month than like once a week putting out something mediocre. The only way you're going to get these unicorns is by really investing in something and making sure there's nobody else writing about that topic. So if you need to only put out one thing a month so that you can get it on that quality level, then only put out one piece of content a month. You know what I mean? It's really more about quality than quantity. Yes?
Would you say it's the same as like Instagram or Facebook where you have them like free pinning and stuff as well, or commenting and sharing and that?
Yeah, no, that's why I kind of try to break it down so that you really put Pinterest in the category of YouTube and Google. Yeah, like, hey y'all, I'm live on Pinterest. Oh, let me update my Pinterest status. No, like absolutely not. Pinterest is YouTube and Google mentality. So, for me, the only thing that I do on Pinterest is if someone follows one of my boards or all of my boards, I follow them back. Just to be a good citizen, but people leave comments so infrequently. Even with all the traffic that I get from Pinterest, I get a comment like 3 times a year. Pretty rare. May just be me, but.
Would be using Tailwind?
Yeah, Tailwind, that's my timer. Yeah, Tailwind is great. It's just a way to schedule pins. If you have that volume of pins, maybe you do something visual, like invitations or whatever. Yeah, Tailwind is an excellent tool, and I've, nothing but great things to say about it. Yes. Yeah, you just want to use your general SEO rules. So you want to speak in a natural way when you're writing out your pin description. But if you can throw your city's name in there once or twice extra without sounding ridiculous, then yeah, try and make an effort to do that. But you don't want to just list San Diego wedding venue, San Diego wedding venues, restaurant wedding venue. Just write a regular description, the type of description that you would write for the web page. Similar type of description you would put for your pin. Yes? I'm sorry, one more time? You can pin video. This is what I recommend if you are a videographer or someone that wants to pin video. I would suggest, while yes, you can pin videos directly from YouTube, you're going to have the wrong shape. Okay? What you should do is take a screenshot of that image from YouTube with the white triangle on it, the play button, take a screenshot of the video and throw it up on a tall vertical pin that has the text overlay. Here's the title of the video, your logo's at the bottom, and then when they click on the pin, they can go see it on YouTube. But to just pin the raw video, it's not going to get a lot of traffic. So make a pin for the video, which will lead them right to the video when they click on it. Yes?
Do you participate in the shareable boards or do you only vote?
In the what?
The shareable boards where most
Oh.
people in the same one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a few of them. I don't really, it doesn't generate traffic for me. I don't really put a lot of attention into it. Pinterest is really like your adult child that's already off to college and never calls home for money, whereas Instagram, it's like a newborn baby, and you have to feed and water this thing like every day. You don't have to do all that stuff to get traffic from Pinterest. You certainly can do it, but it's not necessary at all. I don't know if someone's speaking in here after me or to wrap it up. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone being here.